Okay, hi Addidon, it's Naomi. I'm a little annoyed because I just tried recording some of this and I just realized I was muted. But we'll try again, once again, let's go. I've watched some of your VOD, I've watched the whole VOD already, actually. And there's a lot of things we can work on to improve, obviously, but I want you to kind of take chunks and, like, focus on one thing at a time. So, one thing I highly suggest is you, one, take notes of this video, and actually kind of make it like a checklist. Like, okay, this is what she said, this is what I want to work on. But the number one thing I want you to work on first, and if you take absolutely nothing from this video, if you decide not to take notes, this is what I want you to do. I want you to use your boots to position at the beginning of fights. It's called staging. I want you to focus on staging at the beginning of fights. So if you're in a scenario like this, you can heal from this angle, and it's a lot easier to heal when you're at the high ground, and you get like free shots at the enemy, so you can try and like shoot, heal, shoot, heal, you know, shoot, heal, and just constantly be in this position, and you're going to be less pressured if you always think, okay, the fight is happening here, where is up and back? You will be less pressured in those scenarios. So like I say, if you get nothing, do that. A little bit more about the boots. I personally would suggest this. I don't know if anybody else who I've given this tip has done it, but I have toggle crouch set to a mouse key. That means that with one press, I hit this button and it fully charges my boots for me. I just hit it, I forget about it, and then I go up, okay? So if you have an open mouse key, I would suggest setting toggle crouch to it. So that way it feels like another cooldown, like you're hitting E. It just feels like you hit it and then you use it. Does that make sense? So that way you don't have to worry about holding. I'm not using my left hand at all, I'm just using my right hand to charge my boots. If you don't have anything else, or if you want to set something else to it, I just think that toggle crouch on Baptiste is very good. I also think that you should just play Baptiste until you hit at least low gold, if not mid gold, if not even plat. You can work at a lot of elos, so it's kind of like I want you to have a really strong mastery of this hero, so that way you feel like, okay, when you play Baptiste, this is where you position, this is what you do. And once you have that feeling on every single map, on every single thing, you'll start to have a better understanding of where you position on all the supports. Like, if you can get up there, Ana has very similar positioning to Baptiste. A lot of the times it's harder for her to get to the high ground, so maybe you're just like over here with Ana, you know? Let's not worry about that though, we'll worry about that when we get there. I'm gonna give you some important notes that if you direct hit somebody with a healing nade, it does more healing. I don't know if you already know this. If you do a ground shot, it heals less. So sometimes, like this is hitting both of them and this one's hitting this one for more. So just kind of, it's not the worst thing to get ground shots because any healing is better than none. But if you can get, if someone's critical and you want to get like direct shots, those do more healing. Another thing is when you do these boots thing, try and charge it as little as possible to get up to where you want to go. It's just good habits for if you do climb, because if you do climb and you do this, it's more likely you're going to have a longer time to get headshot versus if you do this and just do a little bit up and you still get up. It's just the amount of time you have to get headshot by like a better widow is less. So I want you to start having higher elo habits now, even though you're at this low elo, because it's nice to practice. And at this elo, you can fail. So let's say we don't charge it enough. Oh, I actually made it up. Let's say we don't charge it. Oh my god. Let's say we don't charge it enough. We're not going to be punished at this elo. Versus at a higher elo, if we like start actually trying to implement this because it's a problem, you're going to start to get punished. So try and charge as little as possible to get up to the platform, so don't just max it out, but you want to get used to like that level of like, okay, how much do I need to charge to get up to here? And like I said, a lot of those things are like higher elo tips, so if you want like the lowest, like I'm gonna climb 1 tier if I implement this right now, and by that I mean like bronze 4 to bronze 3, you will climb if you just think, where is the fight gonna happen and how do I get up and back from that fight. Okay. So here we are. Actually in the VOD. How long has this recording already been going? 5 minutes in and we're finally watching the VOD. I love your cat too. This is fine. Honestly, 7 seconds isn't even that bad. Okay. We've been hit by the Ana once. We've been hit by the Ana once and something else. So what's important to note is from here, you want to try and avoid crossing this mid because you're already at half health. What I would do is I would go where this Rhine is positioned right now, and by the time you get here it might already start, but your natural regen will start, and then you can start and peek and shoot, and if you get hit again, just come behind cover, get that natural regen in. Okay? Because when you cross open in the mid like this, you're gonna get punished. And another thing that we now know is that this Ana is good. She has hit 2 shots on you, kind of in the open, and she's playing in a very confident position. She had 3 shots on you. And because we know this Ana is good and confident, I'd be very hesitant to 1, consistently peek her, and 2, to take a 1v1 with her. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Like, who just killed me? It was Ana. Do you think you can beat that? Like, it's kind of unlikely. This is gonna sound weird because you died, but in the long term, I'm kind of glad you didn't use your cooldowns here. But if you were positioned in this position, you'd have both your cooldowns and your life. So just kind of think about utilizing natural cover here, okay? And we'll move on. I have no idea how your Rhine lives here. Absolutely no clue. Okay, we're down 1, which is unfortunate, but we're still gonna engage. And now we're even. So, oh my god. In the future, if there is a long engagement right here, and the enemy team is right here for a long time, you really want to try and get this position as Baptiste. That's what I'm saying, like up and back. I'm not saying right now because that fight has moved on, but if you do see that the enemy is holding really hard right here, and you see that you can get good, like if you'll see the enemies through this archway, you want to try and be positioned up here. And now you have a next fight coming up, and the next fight is probably going to take place, you know, we'll talk about it when we get there because I know what happens right here. So we'll burn that bridge when we get there. I don't love this lamp for a few reasons. The main one being that you didn't actually hit the doorway. Your right clicks, your nades, go to the same spot that your lamp will go. So if you're going to be able to hit somebody in that doorway, that's also where your lamp will go. But now our Rhine is backing up and we're a little bit in front of him, so the best thing we can do is back up and get behind him, which is perfect. That's what you do. Now, this is where I really want you to think about that staging, because a fight is about to happen, and you know what? A fight is about to happen right here. So where is up and back from right here? It's up here. If you don't think an enemy is up here, take it. If you do, if you pop up here, you see an enemy, honestly, you just fall back down. It's going to be very hard for you personally to take a 1v1 with a lot of characters, but you know what? This area is completely free. You can pop up here and you get a great view where you can try and shoot the Bastion and junk, and you can come back here if they start shooting you, or you can come over here if they start shooting you. And this is just a very good position to be in, and it's a very safe position to be in. I like shooting the trap. Very nice. And then like here you can just take some time and take this shot, because now we're taking a lot of damage and it's going to force some of our cooldowns. And our cooldowns are quite good. I'm going to take a second kind of early and talk about the uses of... So shift, I would try... If all of your teammates are low, you can shift for them, but generally keep it for yourself, because that's the ability you have to quickly heal yourself. Lamp, I'm honestly pretty okay with our lamp usage. There's a good mix of I need to save it for this, or I need to use it for myself. But one hard rule I would say with Baptiste is do not die with both of your cooldowns. Do not die with both of your cooldowns. Your cooldowns are worth your life. Does that make sense? Because if you are going to die and you only have lamp yourself. You are more valuable, and you can maybe get another lamp out because you did that. You can maybe get another shift out because you did that. So with Baptiste, do not die with your cooldowns. If you're about to die, throw them both out. I don't care if you still die anyway. It's worth it. It's the correct play. So again, if we had taken this high ground, we wouldn't be as pushed here. I don't like that we just leave our Rhine in the trap, but it works out because you're helping your Reaper. And now we don't need to heal the Rhine anymore because the trance happened. This is fine. This shoot heal nice was nice. This is okay. But the biggest thing is, I actually really want you to think about how that fight would have gone if we were up here. So I'm actually going to go back a little bit, and we're going to watch the fight from the POV of right here, okay? And it's just so much safer. Okay. So our Rhine is trapped, and it's fine. We can see that, okay, he's generally okay, especially once we pop this trans. We could try and heal, shoot, shoot, heal, shoot, shoot. Now that the trance has happened, obviously we don't need to heal anymore. And it's just fine. We would have taken less damage, and it's a lot easier to land healing shots from above. That's partially why they gave him this, like, upwards mobility, because it's a lot easier to land your healing nades from a high ground position. That honestly wasn't the best example of watching the fight from up here. I did a better one earlier, but it still gives you the gist of, like, people with this elo do not understand how strong high ground is. And if you have a good understanding of how to take the high ground, and this is also important, stay on the high ground, you will climb. There's like no doubt in my mind. That's why I've chosen this thing first. Because just alone, your positioning will win games. It doesn't matter if you're missing all your shots. It doesn't matter if only 50% of your healing or less is hitting. If you are positioned in the right spot and you do not die with your cooldowns, you will immediately climb. This is fine. I actually like this. Except I would have maybe considered after that landing... Oh my gosh, why is it being so weird? What the heck? Okay, I'm just in a wall. I would have considered landing up here, so that way you could try to walk over here and boost up again and be up here. The junk might push you off, but one thing that's nice about high ground, and I know it kind of contradicts what I said, is if you feel too pressured, you can drop off. And what's also nice is because of the way your ability works, you can just come back on when there is no pressure. But really try and avoid standing on the ground as much as possible. I like that you did use your boots there, though. So then I would consider, like, going up now again, going up to the roof, and then going all the way up. Nice, 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 nice. Perfect. I love it. And now don't leave. So we have ult now as well, which is very good. Yeah, don't leave. Stay up there. You can land those shots from there. I believe in you. And then you can also pepper in some damage to the Orisa. You're trying now, but you can also do it when you're up there. You're just so free because they're not pushing you, so you don't have to worry. I like this. It's unfortunate your Zen wasn't in it. And then again, a lot of these things are just easier to land if you're on any of these high grounds. So if you were up here, you could have probably had a better shot at healing the soldier because it's just easier to land there or there. If you were up here, it would have been a little bit harder, but you could still try and shoot straight down. If you were back here, you could have done it. So just look at how many kind of roofs there are here and how much you can stand on. Use it, abuse it. They do not know how to play against this yet. Eventually they will, but right now they don't. So take the high ground, stay there. You're obviously gonna die here because everyone else died. Yeah, it's fine. I want to see an aggressive matrix from you. If you... So Baptiste does build his ult fairly quickly because of how much damage tanks tend to take and how much you can heal it. So most supports actually build their ult fairly quickly. Just use them like crazy. Over ults. I'd rather see you over ult than under ult. Okay, we're down 2. This is a bad engagement. We just need to back out. You need to tell your Rhine to back up. We're not going to take this fight. Honestly, I hate this window because we're down 2. I don't hate it because of where it's positioned. The positioning is actually quite nice. I just don't like it because we're down 2 players. Shift. Yep. Take this high ground. This Junkrat would not be hitting you if you were up there. This goes through shields. Yeah, just fully back out here. Yeah, just all the way S key, go back into that little cubby. We're down our Rhine. And the only way we can win this is if we get a pick right now. I like this. Try and reload in downtime. It's a little unneeded. Do not drop. Yeah. So this whole time we've kind of taken split fights, split engagements. We're ulting out of each other. Just, if you guys are down to, go backwards. If you're not afraid to use voice, you can tell them to fall back. You can tell people to regroup. Obviously, Soldier's going to get 2 with Visor. This is winnable. It's unfortunate your Zen got sucked into that trap. But yeah, honestly, you guys shouldn't have won that fight. And in higher elos, you don't win that fight. So again, where's up and back from this? Now, this is kind of a trick question because there's 4 places that you could position right now. You don't need to be the cart pusher. You have other people to be cart pushers for you, okay? So, oh wow, there's a lot of positions. You could be right here. It is very, very hard, especially if you were going against a Junkrat, for the Junkrat to hit you if you were on the high ground. He is on the low ground. He's very good at a fight that's both on the ground, but if you are up, it's a lot harder for him to hit. Think about if someone on your team is up here and you're playing Baptiste down here, think about how hard it kind of is to heal them. It's going to be harder if they're standing on the edge right here than if they're back here. But if somebody's standing up on the edge, it's the same concept of Junk's going to have a hard time hitting you, and you would have a hard time healing somebody if they were just standing on the edge right here. Okay, so try and position up here. You could even take up here. This wouldn't be bad. Because then you can heal over here and shoot over there as people come out the door. You can also take this angle, which I kind of also like because of the same concept. The fight could happen over there, and it will as the cart pushes. So you can get some shot damage in here, and you can just shoot, shoot, heal. Shoot, shoot, heal. You could also position all the way up here, which isn't bad. It's a little bit... no, it's still fine because you can now shoot, shoot, heal. Shoot, shoot, heal. So any of these high grounds at all are fine. Any 4 of them. My favorite is probably this one for a few reasons. Because one, if you're over here, which isn't bad, the fight's going to progress forward. You're going to have a harder time shooting enemies from this angle. And they're going to visibly see you. And so they could consider shooting you because they can see you. Up here, I like this a little bit less because anyone can get up here with... this stairway. So anyone, if they're smart, can come around and kill you from up here. And it's kind of the same thing of as they come out, they can visibly see you main. And it's harder. There's not as much natural cover. You could come in here and that's not that bad. But if the Junk is decent at landing your shots and he hits you and he comes here, there's a high chance that you still die anyway because he's going to hit a second shot over there. If you're over here, there's less things for it to recoil behind. You can stand behind this thing when you get pressured to get your natural regen up. You can come and shoot over here, I think. And if somebody doesn't have an upwards mobility ability, it's hard for them to get up here to pressure you. Like the only person, there's actually most of these people can get up here because they have a Symmetra, but if the Symmetra comes up here, that's a threat and you can just back down, back over here. The Junk can kind of mine up to you, but I honestly think it'd be interesting if you could 1v1 him, but if he hits you once, you can just back down again. Ana can only get up there with TP. Same with most other people. And if you were positioned all the way up here, which it is going to be harder for them to see you, and it's hard for the Junk to get splash damage against, people can still come up here if they choose to take this elevator. So I think the best place for you to be positioned is here. But honestly, at this elo, any of them are fine. I would not chastise you for taking any of these high grounds. I'm just saying that normally on this map, on this part, when you were trying to take this fight, position up here. This is the optimal position. If you can't get here, any of the other ones are fine. This is optimal. This is unfortunate. You did it last time, and I don't hate it, and I don't love it when you lamp pretty quickly as soon as you hear that Junkrat tire. I would just consider it. You don't need to go heal your teammates every time, by the way. Some of your teammates, they can live with taking damage, especially when your DPS line is Reaper Soldier. They can both heal themselves. Obviously, Reaper's a little bit harder to heal himself up to full, but he doesn't need to be full. Your teammates do not have to be full health at all times.
Roger that.
I think you're telling them to group up, which is fine. Try and reload in downtimes. So your team... So this fight, we should rotate and take the high ground. The whole team. Okay? I know it's going to be hard to coordinate. Take this roof. Don't take a low ground fight. High ground is an instant advantage. I like this peppering and damage here. It's very nice. Okay, that was dumb of him. Yeah, you can't underestimate a very high charge Symmetra. And it's just on the high ground, you just have better angles, and it's harder for you to be hit. I love this. Great use. A lot of people still forget that mechanic, so I'm very happy you remembered.
You want a bandage for that?
This is true fact. I was in a game with Kobe and he forgot about that mechanic. You just heard a Reaper. Be careful, wary about that. So when we're taking this fight, we want to be up and back, right? Where would a higher ranked person be positioned in this fight? Always think that. If the fight feels slow and it's not in the middle of the fight and downtime, that's staging. Where would a higher ranked person be? They'd be up here. Your soldier's here. Because then, like I said, you can still heal your Winston the same you have been, and you can get shots on the Orisa, you can get shots on the Ana, you can even heal your own soldier, he can heal you a little bit. It's just free shots, and then if you get pressured, you can go behind here, wait for your regen to pop up, and then go there. I'm not talking about your shift, your regenerative burst, I'm talking about the support passive. So once your passive kicks in, you can peek again. I really like waiting for your passive to kick in to peek again. So like here, I would just, yeah, that's fine. That's good use of your cooldowns. I like this window. I think the fight's already won a little bit, but I do like the idea of you windowing aggressively. Don't worry about utilizing it for the whole team. It's fine if you just window for yourself. And honestly, window a lot and often. People underestimate, especially at this elo, how strong ultimates are and how fast you get them, especially on a character like Baptiste. So the fight's about to happen. Where should we be positioned? That's unfortunate. She sucked you into the trap. But let's still postulate here. The fight's about to happen right here. Why is it not letting me go free? The fight's about to happen right here. Where should we position? There's a few places we can position. I don't mind right here. It's a bit bold, but if you want to play aggressively, it's fine. I do not like up here. For this fight in particular, it's not very good. You don't have any angles on anyone. I don't mind all the way back here if you can land your healing nades. Your damage fall off will kick in at this distance, so you will do less damage, but you have a Zen on your team and Discord Orb is very strong, so like if you're shooting the Orisa, this angle you're still going to be doing quite a bit of damage, especially if you're landing headshots. I kind of like this position or this one, but it's kind of hard against a Junkrat because he has splash damage. But if you were here, you could try and shoot these turrets and the entry is there. In the next part of the fight, if the cart was right here is very strong. Okay? So if the cart was a little bit further, I would look to getting up here, and you can do that by using your boots up to the position I said I don't like, and then going through here, and then going to here. I don't like it right now because look, you would not be able to heal your Winston in this position currently, so I want the cart to be a little bit through the doorway if you're going to be here, but it's not the worst position. And honestly, what I'm telling you for this map on Hollywood, you can take it every single time you play Hollywood. So that's a good thing about learning where to position on maps. You can play in the same spot every single time you hit that map. Wow, it says I'm being like super loud. Oh well.
It's not over till it's over.
Okay, you should be able to win this. Oh, okay, so immediate thing. And what's funny is I know you do it the next time you take a life. Don't go this way. Don't go that way. You know it's not faster. You're just kind of used to it. Go through here. And then boots up to right here, and you'll be able to heal your Reaper a lot faster. And I think he ends up dying because we take too long to get there. And what's funny is literally the next life, you take this path that I just showed you. Take it every time. Don't go the other way. Don't let the soldier fool you. Because think, we'd be there probably right about now. We could try and lead some healing shots on him. I don't mind lamping him. Any of those two things are fine. I don't mind this, except it's gonna kill our Zen. We want to go take that back right position I showed you a second ago. If you get close to those turrets, you can also just melee them. If there's like 2-3 turrets right next to each other, just melee them all. Because we were too close to the fight, we died. If we were in that back right position, it's not... In the fight like this, it is not your job to be on cart until the very end. Okay? As a support, you just want to stay back, keep the people who are touching cart alive. See, you took the path I told you about. It's fine. I do see that you do generally do what I say, where you try not to die with your cooldowns, which I really appreciate. But we're taking fights in the front line instead of in the back line. And then the back high ground.
You're strong enough to leave, Talon.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
So our team is playing aggressively, which means we can play a little bit aggressively. We see if they have a Hanzo. We see they have a Hanzo, so I don't... I try to avoid peeking from that point on. Hanzo shoots logs. He can just dome you without trying. I like that we were trying to pepper in damage here. Just try and throw in a heal grenade sometimes too. You don't have to heal the Mei here. She is self-healing, she is the Mega, it's fine. And it's going to take you away from other positions. So now that they have kind of taken this corner a little bit, and they're peeking this corner, we want back and high. And what's funny is it's the same thing we were earlier, except now we're up here. It's a little bit different when we're on defense, because when we were here on attack, the fight was taking place right here. Now that the fight is taking place right here, we want to be up and back here. Because you can do the exact same thing you're doing. You can still shoot the Orisa, and you can still heal your team from this angle. I like that lamp. I know it seems a little counterintuitive, but I do really like that lamp. And these are good attempts to heal them. The shift was a little... You didn't need to do that. She was way too far. Nice. So in this, I don't mind playing where we are. I don't mind taking that position I told us on attack, where we could be over here. The big problem about being over here is if we start to lose this fight, it's going to be very hard for you to cross and fall back over here. So in instance, you could play up here, because if you wanted to fall back, you could go down through here and through these stairs. But just, again, abuse high ground. Use it, abuse it, it's there for you to climb. In multiple senses of the word. I won't even mind lamping her again here. We have an audio cue that Sombra is behind us and she's now killed our Zen. We hear her. I do like trying to turn around because honestly the Mei has been pretty self-sufficient. It sucks that she's used both of her cooldowns now. But just when you hear that Sombra uncloak, turn around, help your Zen. We'll go back a little bit. Yep, right there. We hear her. Yeah, it took us a little bit second to reposition and think about healing there. Want to take this high ground if we can. It's going to be harder for the Sombra to hack you. It's going to be harder for the Orisa to javelin you. So now we can take either high ground, the one that's right in front of us or the one that's right behind us. Ooh, easy kill. Nice. We need to learn the range of that. No, you were too far. Honestly, save your shift for yourself. Don't ult here. Yeah. Actually, they ulted too. I don't mind it anymore. You need to shift here though, because we're low. Yep. I love it. Yeah. One of our soul goes through shields, so you were gonna die no matter what. And then 2 on that high ground, just way safer.
How about I try that again?
I like it. You need to take this high ground to the top left, honestly. Yeah. We did... Hack doesn't... I don't know if you played any Overwatch 1. I don't think you did. Hack doesn't last as long as it, like, visually indicates. So, if you hold down your E, looking where you want it to go, as soon as your hack goes away, you'll be able to throw the lamp. And you would have gotten it in. If we were positioned on this high ground, though, you probably wouldn't have died. If you minimize deaths, you maximize value. Yeah, that's fine.
So let's go. Immortality fields expired.
60 seconds remaining.
I like this. This is fine being on the low ground now, because you're one of the only people contesting. Recontest there is a little bit unneeded almost, though. But it's fine. Everything you did there, that fight was fine. You couldn't position on the high ground because you had to touch the payload.
Not every day gives you a second
The
chance.
payload.
Okay, you can try and help him here. Yeah, that's a good try, honestly. Nice, nice. Do it even more. Nice try. It's unfortunate she didn't go into it. Just want to reload in this downtime. High ground, high ground, high ground, high ground. You're very alone. Yep. This is nice. That's fine. That's fine. Hold shift. Hold shift. Yeah, especially when you have Discord orb on you, it's scary. Take the jail. Take high ground jail. Yeah, we were forced out both of our cooldowns because the Orisas pushed us when we weren't high ground jail. Fine. Except, what did I say? What did I say about the Ana at the beginning of the fight? She's scary. She hits her shots. We don't want to take a 1v1 with her. If you are going to take a 1v1 with her, reload before you go into the fight. Because now your team is down 2.
It's not over till it's over.
They're down 1, so it's almost your team's taking your fight at -1. Big EMP, but she dies for it. Yeah, take this high ground to your right here. Don't need the shift, there's a trance going on. You need to lamp this. Nice, very nice. It's unfortunate your Bastion died to something else, but that was still fine. Yeah, take high ground jail, high ground jail. Try to avoid playing in front of your tank. Because he was falling back at the same rate as you, and then you kind of, like, were iffy about it. And you got punished for it. High ground jail. It's an okay shift, it's an okay lamp. You didn't know he was anti at the time. Nice. Heal. Yeah, anti doesn't last too long. This is fine. And now we have a staging opportunity. High ground jail. Or we can take a little bit aggro position because this is going to be last fight. So if we position a little bit... Yeah, there's no downtime in Overwatch. There is absolutely no downtime in Overwatch. So, this last fight, so we good position here, and then as we get over here, and then if the fight actually happens, we go back to high ground jail. This is our home. We live on high ground jail. If not, we can stand over here. You could take this fight arguably from here, and then after the fight engages, you could take up here. This is also fine. But yeah, if you want to take an aggro position, it's right here. Until they start fighting like here-ish, and then you want to take all the way up here. So use your boots to stage. The less you touch the ground, the better. But that does not mean bunny hopping the whole fight. These are nice tries. These are very nice tries. It's unfortunate your Bastion died. Yeah, we're 2 aggro, and by aggro, we're not in the high ground. We won anyway. Anyway, I hope you learned something. I hope you learned how to play on specifically Hollywood. And now every time you get Hollywood, it should be in, you'll know where to be. And just think about it every time. Okay, where would a higher ranked person be positioned on this map? Up, back. Sometimes it can just be up to the left and up to the right. If you're thinking up and back the whole time, I think that you can at least climb 2 tiers. Maybe I should say, yeah, divisions are the big ones, tiers are the small ones. So just instantly your positioning could probably get you up a whole division, honestly. Because if you're thinking the right things, you're going to be going to the right places. So I'm trying to think, what macro things did I really talk about? The biggest macro thing I talked about was positioning, and how that is the number one thing I want you to hound into your head if it's the only thing you get out of this video. But like lesser things we can talk about is like trying to identify good players on the enemy team and realizing how to exploit what they have. So like they had a Junkrat, high ground's even better. They had a decent Ana, you just don't want to 1v1 her. If she hits you once, you just think about your passive regen. Stop peeking, just take no damage, provide no value until your passive kicks in, and then you can provide value again to the team. Because healing yourself is very important too. Don't die with your cooldowns. And I just one trick Baptiste. Just one trick Baptiste. At this elo, honestly, people are playing Baptiste all the way to GM, so it's fine. You can play him as long as you want to. I'd maybe consider playing other heroes when you hit mid gold. Okay? If you want any more help from me, let me know. If you have any questions, you can DM me at Neomikin. And like again, if you ever want another one of these, just let me know. Thank you. Goodbye.